I think I'm recording. This vehicle right behind me, you know, I'm sitting here with my homeless friends. This guy pulled up and illegally, I think I'm on, the camera's different. This guy pulled up and illegally parked the wrong way. Now I'm parked the right way. And then he was just checking us out. His vehicle was illegally parked and he was just checking us out. Why, I don't know. Then he had his, I want to see if I could get the plate. Now the CCPD, yesterday you stopped, which was fine, checked my ID. But then this vehicle, he's sitting right next to us, which is fine. But he was illegally parked. If you can get the license plate, I'll post this as, he's taken off. I'll post this as CCPD, and then I'll do a little update. But indeed, he was illegally parked, and it looked like it might have been, I'll turn it around, it might have been a result of, you know, because some of my homeless friends were standing right over there. There he is, this guy is still over there. I'd like to get his plate. Let me see if I can get his plate. But he was illegally parked. He keeps taking off. I want to do a little update if I can. No, he was like right in our face. So I want the CCPD to pull him over for illegally parking. Look, he's taking off again. If you can catch, and I didn't threaten this guy, but he pulled right up to us. And when I left, I just stopped for a minute to give $1. But when I left, he was giving us like a threatening look. And so I want to get him on video. I'm not sure who he is. But, you know, they videotape the homeless guys, which is fine. I do the same thing. But then they're like citizen police. And you had the problem with the George Zimmerman in the past. He's taken off. But look, if you get the ID on that vehicle, that guy looked like he was a threat. I'm not sure who he was. The little update, being I have it on, I wasn't going to do it. My camera function is a little different right now. But either way, yesterday it was no big thing. Me and George and a few friends were sitting over in one of the areas, and the cops, just the lady cop, she was fine. George is like, why don't you do your videos? She had the right to kind of, she checked my ID, and I guess she was just, you know, seeing the guy shouldn't be drinking in public, you know, that is wrong. George doesn't even know, he probably sees me, he's walking. But that guy looks suspicious. He parked the wrong way illegally, and then he just sat right where I'm at now, in the parking spot, just looking. He was on his phone, like undercover cop or whatever he was trying to do, but he was parked illegally. And of course I was going to leave anyway, because they just stopped for a few minutes. And then he looked at me like, you better leave, buddy. And when he gave me that look, I figured, let me come back. I parked right in front of him, no threats, and then he took off. You have people that think they're like undercover. George, I'm doing a little update. So the big news, when I got it on, my camera is a little different today. It's the function was different. Hopefully you're going to hear it. And Roger Stone was busted today. I guess I'll do that. He's one. George, I did a quick video because that guy, he was illegally parked there. I don't know if you've seen him. That other guy.
Yeah.
And yes. And then when I pulled out, he gave me like a look, sort of like, you better. That, yes, so then I turned around, I said, let me park in front of him and video him. Then he took off, and he was, but that's why I came back to do the video. I don't know if that's Popo or not.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, George says that's the cop. But this is George, you want to say hi?
Hello?
Well, if it was the cops, I'd walked up and videotaped. I tried to catch that other guy's license plate, but I couldn't catch it. So this is just a quick update I wanted to do.
Yeah, that's Popo sound like that.
Oh, George, well, that's fine. George says that's the cops. It don't look like the cops to me. I walked right in front of him, but I was trying to videotape that other car because he parked illegally. You're going to do those things. Roger Stone, I'll do that update, was indeed arrested because of the whole Trump thing. So he's a prominent figure associated with Alex Jones and InfoWars. And their local news, I didn't comment much. I made a little video the other day. There's somewhat of, it's a little bit of a scandal because the district attorney, Mark Gonzalez, he made a policy change. Then there was a retired CCP officer, I think his name was John Little, and he criticized Mark Gonzalez on Facebook. And then Mark Gonzalez put a post in a response to the criticism from the retired cop, and he put a hashtag FTP. Now, I was not familiar with what that means, but supposedly it means F the police. Well, if that's what, no, I didn't think so. And if that's what FTP meant, the hashtag, I don't use hashtags myself, then that would be quite bad for Mr. Gonzalez, the DA, to have said that. And the CCPD cop, the retired one, seems to think that's what Mark Gonzalez said. Now, that's made it into the media, both the online local news outlets as well as the online Colder Times. It is, and then Mr. Gonzalez had to give a response to the DA and said it meant something different for the people. Look, I'm not saying let's investigate. I'm just saying the level of discourse between that whole thing, I think it's not good, okay? And so you have some of the media and some asking whether or not the DA said something of that nature, and that's the question. This man that you saw I didn't get his license plate because he took off, but that man was parked here, and it looked like he was sort of like the George Zimmerman guy, sort of like people that are out. One time I remember I dropped off my friend Huey, who passed away, and it was at like a block where there's a pier where we live right over here. And I dropped Huey off. He had a couple of fishing poles, and I guess he was staying out by the pier where we live in Flour Bluff. As a matter of fact, that guy looked like the same guy. That looks like him pulling up again. So when I dropped Huey off, somebody looking like this guy in the back, was walking his dog, but his dog was not on the leash. Huey mentioned that because the guy, when he seen me drop Huey off, the guy got out and began calling the cops. Of course, I could tell because he was like this guy over here. Now this guy keeps leaving every time I walk up to him. I want to try and get his license plate. See if you can get his plate. So, the guy that was walking the dog, this guy looks like a predator because he parked here, went around, and it's suspicious activity. So the guy that was walking his dog was on the phone with the cops. And I could hear he was saying this something, I don't know what he called for. It was just dropping off a homeless friend. And then I tried to I approached him and gave him my ministry card and said, here's the card. Let's get this guy's plate. Get this guy's plate. This guy is suspicious.